And you're welcome back here to Kenny Park and Athenry, where we're looking ahead to the Senior B Hurling Championship final. It's Ahascragh Fohenagh versus Mellows. Sean Walsh is to my left and Andy Cohen is to my right, and I'm in the full back position, but we're almost ready to go here. The game throws in at 2 p.m. and Andy, an intriguing game, and the prize is huge.
Oh, the prize is huge, Niall, and you know it's the trapdoor is there for whoever manages to lose the game today. The massive prize of senior hurling is there for the winners. So, like I couldn't really think of a game that has so much on the line. You know, it's like the Premier League where whoever wins the championship game, the league below it, that it's like a 40 or 50 million game. The prize here is so big for whoever wins this, and you know it's such a long way back then for the losers. Starting off next year in intermediate hurling, it's somewhere where you don't want to go.
The two teams that are in the final, Sean, they've shown good form all year.
They have probably come in different ways, though, you'd have to say. Mellows' form has kind of improved as it's gone on. Last two games in the group overcame Teen Abdinairi to ensure their qualification first. But I think from Mellows' viewpoint, once they played Pearses in that preliminary quarter-final, they seem to hit form, have started scoring goals as well. Hugely experienced. Ahascragh haven't put a foot wrong all year. I mean, even just watching their scorelines, I think from the first day it was 136 they hit. Cathal Mannion is obviously the outstanding player, and so much of the discussion leading into the game is on Cathal Mannion. How will Mellows deal with him? But often in finals, different things can happen. I think Mellows will be happy in that the core of the 17 senior championship winning team still there. But look, it's an intriguing game, and as Andy's point is, I don't know where he's getting the 40 and 50 million for the winners here, but it's the year to go up because we know the restructuring is taking place in Galway with this new Premier Intermediate. So for these two teams, the prize is huge to get out of that.
Sean has mentioned, Andy, that Cathal Mannion obviously has been in fire in this year's championship, but Ahascragh Fohenagh will have to look at maybe the likes of Ty Cairn and Adrian Morrissey and these guys. They have senior championship medals in their back pocket.
Well, you kind of think that the difference between the two teams is that the spread of scores that Mellows have more so over Ahascragh Fohenagh. I suppose you can't deny they have just been that little bit over reliant on them, but at the same time, Mellows are going to make their changes to try and curb him as much as possible. It's up to the other players outside of Cathal Mannion today to get their name on the scoreboard and really make the difference because, as we said, it's such a high stakes game.
Finally, Sean, it was wet and windy in Pearse Stadium last night. It's beautiful here today, isn't Kenny Park, isn't it?
I'd say the four teams that played last night would say to themselves, we'd love to be playing here today. But obviously the two teams that won't mind whatsoever. It'll be interesting to see where the senior final will be played. Obviously it'll be in Pearse Stadium, and what time frame it will be played at after last night. But I think looking for both these teams here today, it's a huge game, as we keep saying. But often for finals, if you can keep the mindset, it's all about keeping the basics right, doing things right that have got you here. And even looking at the two management teams, I mean, Jimmy Brown, we know that was involved with, is it ATU, Limerick, or we know it is in all currencies, LIT. David Collins, one of, I suppose, the legendary Mellows players involved with Mellows this year. So look, for both teams, the prize is big. We wish them the best luck and we look forward to a good game. Yeah,
the game throws in at 2 p.m. It's live on Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM in association with Galway GA. It's the Galway Senior B Championship Final. It's Ahascragh Fohenagh versus Mellows.
And you're welcome to a very sunny Kenny Park here in Athenry, where the scene is set for the Senior B Championship Final, sponsored of course by Forvis Mazars here in Kenny Park in Athenry. The two teams are continuing their warm-up. The Mellows teams are to our left-hand side as you look at your screen in their green jerseys, and to the right are Ahascragh Fohenagh in that mix of navy and red. Andy Cohen is on co-commentary. Big game for both teams, as we said in the introduction.
Big game, Niall, high-stakes game. This one is probably the game with the biggest, most riding on it now over the weekend. It's that carrot of getting up there to senior hurling for next year and maintain that status. And unfortunately for the losers, the trapdoor all the way down to Premier Intermediate. But look, we've known about the format that was coming in 2026, so these are the two guys that have got themselves into the position to get the chance to stay in senior. So look, it's the making of a good final, and the best of luck to both teams.
Absolutely, and we'll start with the Ahascragh team, who've been dealt a blow, Andy, with the loss of Stephen Kelly. I think he picked up a hamstring injury during the week, so he's replaced by Luke Cosgrove. So that Ahascragh team is Colin Frayne in goal, a full back line of Fintan Glynn. Luke Cosgrove comes in now instead of Stephen Kelly, wearing 17. 4 is Conor Kelly. Owen Delaney, the joint captain, wears 5. Pádraig Mannion is at 6, and 7 is Noel Ward. Sean Bleheen and Ronan Kelly are in the middle of the field. Luke Kennedy at 10. Cathal Mannion, the main man, is at 11, and 12 is Martin Kelly, the senior, the joint captain. The inside line then is Dermot O'Brien, 13. 14 is Robert Green, and 15 is Luke Murray. So Luke Cosgrove coming in, big loss, Stephen Kelly.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Stephen Kelly on the biggest day of the year that he's unfortunately going to lose it with injury, but they just have to get on with it now, Sean. They can't be dwelling on that. It's anything can happen in this game, and it's not necessarily that it's the end of the road for Ahascragh just losing one man, but they'll have to work that little bit harder now to get over that loss.
So the Lee Mellows team then in their traditional green jerseys and white togs, the team from the city, of course. In goal for them is Louis D. At 2, Jack Kevill. 3, Sean Morrissey, and 4 is Liam O'Donovan. The half back line, 5 is Mark McPhilbin, 6 Mark Hughes, and 7 Ed O'Reilly. Owen Finnerty and Stephen Barrett, the 2 men with the red helmets, are in the middle of the field. Jack Hastings is at 10, Adrian Morrissey is at 11, and 12 is Conor Hines. And the inside line, the captain of the team is Ty Carron, wearing 13. At 14 is Conor Kavanagh, and 15 is Darren McPeak. Does winning the senior championship back in 17, is it a major factor in a day like this for Mellows, with the core of that team still involved?
It definitely is, Sean, from the point of view that their experience they're surely in a relaxed and a calm state of mind there in their warm up, and they're just putting down these moments now before the throw in. But at the same time, it's 8 years ago now, Sean, since that final. They do have that core strength. For me, their physicality is really standing them now at this stage of the year, where they have that mix of the forwards, the likes of Conor Kavanagh, Adrian Morrissey. Those guys know certainly where the posts are, but they have Jack Hastings, they have Sean Morrissey, and plus they have that experience. They won't be here now in any great nerves too much. They'll just look to get into the rhythm and get going. But look, they have it all to do now as well to try and curb that influence from Cathal Mannion, who's obviously, as you stated, Ahascragh main man. So look, it should make for an interesting game.
1 minute hour on the Bean. Let's talk about the conditions. And my God, we were at the senior semi-finals last night. The first one wasn't too bad, but the wind and rain for the second game. Now we're in splendid sunshine here in Kenny Park. There is a breeze, Andy, and if anything, it seems to be coming across the field. Yeah,
it's coming across now in 4 seasons in about 12 hours of Irish time. It's that's the problem with it. Look, unfortunately, we just had that for the second game last night, where the rain came down and really had such an effect on the game compared to the first one with St Thomas's and Crowell. But here, splendid conditions, like we said earlier on, for the first game for Beha and Kinvara. You couldn't ask for a better day. There's no cold in it. The pitch is in super condition. The wind is there, all right. It seems to be coming towards us a little bit up here on the viewpoint. Exactly, coming away from the stand on the far side, Nathan Rice. So, yeah, look, there's no excuses. It's the pitch and the surroundings are all ideal.
The third and final year of the Senior B Championship. Ahascragh have had a very unique relationship with it. It's their second final appearance in 3 years. Last year they ended up in the relegation final against Beha. Would you believe Lee Mellows have actually been in the last 3 semi-finals, or were in the 3 semi-finals, as we take now our On the Bean. Mellows beaten in the last 2 semi-finals by the eventual winners, as we see some green flares in Kenny Park and Athenry, adding to the occasion, Andy.
I think some of the ultra hardcore Lee Mellows fans let off one there just on time for our on Naveen, but yeah, it adds to a bit of atmosphere anyway. But yeah, it's here now for both teams. They've had very good campaigns, and there's huge prize on offer.
If anything, we think the breeze crossfield may be helping Mellows, we would think, Andy, in the opening half. Their 2 midfielders are lining up in 8 and 9 for both teams. Cathal Mannion seems to have gone into the edge of the square as first clearance upfield is by Stephen Barrett for Liam Mellows. Gets it up to the corner forward position to Conor Kavanagh. Conor Kavanagh, of course, formerly Kinvara man. He will have watched on with interest as Kinvara reached the intermediate final as that ball was out over the line on the far side of the field. Our referee this afternoon is Sean Byrne from the Carnmore Club, a man who has done a lot of high profile games this year and really working his way up the ladder and doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, in fairness, steady referee Sean Byrne. I've had him a few times over the last couple of years as well also, and it'd be good to see him getting a big high profile game like today.
First foul is on Robert Green, so that's going to be free, and I think it'll interest the man that is Cathal Mannion, who seems as if he's going to have Mark Hughes for company for the day. And as we said in the build-up, Andy, that would have to have occupied David Collins and his management team. How do you pick up Cathal Mannion?
Exactly. I mean, you take for example the influence the likes of Tiernan Killian has at 11 for Loughrea. You really have to make that decision. Are you sending out your 6 with him, or are you ensuring that somebody else has that task of picking him up? Because he's that calibre. Once he gets it in his hand, it's either a score for him or a score for somebody else. So you just have to make sure you have everything organised for the likes of Cathal Mannion.
So Cathal Mannion then striking this free from inside his own 65 metre line. It's going to drop around the house. If you think we're over bigging his influence, he scored 63 points coming into this game in 4 games of this championship, and Mellows trying to go on the attack again. Back there though is the brother, that's Pádraig Mannion, equally as good a hurler and a major player in this final for Ahascragh Fohenagh. Goes to the middle of the field and Ahascragh working through the lines. Luke Kennedy, who's been impressive in this championship, tries to one hand flick inside as well into Sean Blahin, who's returned from Australia to join the championship trail this year for Ahascragh Fohenagh. Mark Kelly Senior trying to go down on that ball. Back there is Mark Hughes, pulls along the ground, ball flies out over the line. Good to see a bit of ground hurling.
But nice and composed in fairness from Ahascragh Fohenagh. They worked it out to Pádraig Mannion, and a nice pass into the middle, and just working that ball up along the field and nice and calm, nothing wild early on.
Jimmy Brown, of course, is their team manager. Brian Mahoney, Loughrea man, doing the coaching. For Liam Mellows, it's David Collins is the manager, with men like Conor Hines, Shane Curley, Brian Rabbit, Tom French, Sean Hughes involved in that backroom team as well. As second place ball that Cathal Mannion will take. This one is a line ball. Looks at his options to see he's about outside the 45 metre line, striking into the scoreboard end here in Kenny Park, and Athenry goes along the surface into the inside line where it's well taken there by Luke Murray. Comes back then to the wing forward, that's Martin Kelly. Martin Kelly then gets the hand pass back to Cathal Mannion. Dumb is one way, goes on to his left hand side. Cathal Mannion standing on the sideline. My God, what a score, what a way to start, what a way to get your 64th point of the championship, Andy.
Look at that. And first Mark Kelly Senior kept it alive, spun back out, and Cathal Mannion, that dummy to the right, back in on his left hand side on the line, and great score to settle them down.
Puck out to the far side of the field. Onto it is Conor Hines, tries to break too. Ball sprays back though. Owen Delaney goes back with that distinctive yellow helmet. He's put under pressure but does well to regain the possession. Gets it out to Sean Blahin, and Sean Blahin drives the ball up into the corner forward position. Foot race here with the cornerback from Mellows, Jack Kevill, putting the pressure on. The ball goes out and it's going to be a line ball to Liam Mellows. 1 point to no score. 3 minutes in. Is Mark Hughes this man that seems to be picking up Cathal Mannion, Andy?
Yeah, he seems to be the designated man to pick him up, and he just has to try and just keep that ball over his hand, Sean. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic or serious, just nice and simple. Track him as much as possible, because like we see with the point he's got, if he gets in his hand, Sean, it's highly likely a definite score.
Looks like Conor Kelly at the other end is the man that's picking up Tyke Harron, who can have just as much of an influence on this game, coming in with 44 points to his credit in the championship. And that very time I mentioned him, he's on the ball, and Tyke Harron slips inside 2 would-be tackles. Lovely pass onto the running, that is Jack Hastings, and Jack Hastings puts it high, puts it over the bar. Lovely score created by Harron, who got onto the early ball, laid the ball off to the runner on the shoulder with Jack Hastings. 1 point apiece.
And just like I said, now Sean, we've been speaking about Cathal Mannion, but Tyke Harron has been a top forward for Galway and for Liam Mellows going back a long time. I've seen him for myself at first handing experience, but great feet there, stepped inside and make the pass for Jack Hastings to nail it.
I keep forgetting that we won't mention 17 that happens, alright.
I'm over it.
Sean Blahin goes down the far side of the field looking to get Luke Murray into the ball game, but back goes Mark Hughes and wearing the number 6 jersey, but the ball goes out over the line, the far side of the field. Luke McPhilbin, Ed O'Reilly and Hughes, that half back line. Early stages, both teams kind of sussing each other out. I see both management teams pointing out in the field, looking at the matchups. What have the opposition done in terms of who's marking who? Early
directions now are shown, and one thing noticeable from the game, the previous game, the physicality is really the size, much bigger, and the pace is definitely at another gear up.
Ball broken from the line, ball out to Cathal Mannion, who has a shot, but this one goes to the wrong side of the post and wide. snapshot there as the goalkeeper gets ready to take the puck out. Louis D, who I'm informed is actually a Limerick man who is hurling with Kerry. As the puck out goes down the field, has been in college in Galway as well for a period of time. As onto it is Mark Kelly, the deep lying roll, gets it off to Blaheen, who's been heavily involved early doors. Sean Blaheen from the 65-metre line, striking it off the left, but it goes to the wrong side of the post and wide.
Now you can see what they're doing, Sean. They're happy to break that ball down the likes of Portman and then get it to the runners in midfield, carry it towards that half forward line and get their shots away.
Jack Kevill. Was Mellows working the ball out through the lines. Adrian Morrissey plays a nice little ball inside to Owen Finnerty. Owen Finnerty, who's a real live wire in the middle of the field for them, gets it into Conor Kavanagh. Conor Kavanagh, usually good for big scores on big days. He's on the ball, he's been fouled as he's getting away from his man, free in. And Conor Kavanagh, we know his pedigree, Andy, on the big days, he's one to be watched as well.
Certainly, Sean, and he just has pace to burn. He's off the mark, making that run into that space. You really need to be cutting off his run. And in fairness to Fintan Glynn, he really has a big battle there on his hands. But Kavanagh did well now. He had a lot of work to do to get that ball into his hand and get the possession to win the free. So
then Tadhg Hearn, his first free of the afternoon. Sean Byrne, the referee, just giving the signal that when he's ready to take it. You can hear the breeze coming into our fixed mics here. We're on the terrace side of the field here in Kenny Park and Athenry as the ball is put straight over the bar from Tadhg Hearn, his first of the afternoon from the captain of the team. Mellows go 2 points to 1 in front, 6.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, and just to be careful, Sean, as you're shooting towards, we'll say, the town goal there, is that you're aiming towards that left hand post and then heading for the right post on the opposite end down with the scoreboard.
Puck out, broken down in the half forward line. Back to try and reclaim possession is Owen Finnerty there for Liam Mellows, who eventually come out. Ed O'Reilly, he's been very impressive in this championship so far, the Senior B championship for Mellows this year. Plays it across, looking for Tadhg Hearn. Ball breaks inside, lovely pick and take by Conor Kavanagh. Conor Kavanagh, though, from the minute he hit it, he knew it was going to the wrong side of the post and wide. Colin Frayne is in a hurry with the puck out, restarts it very quickly to Owen Delaney, but I think that was even too quick for Sean Byrne. And again, you're down to referees here in terms of, do they blow the whistle, do they let the goalkeeper go earlier? Yeah,
I suppose with would have been a wide ball, it probably should be let to restart quite quickly if he wants. It's just interesting to see that Stephen Barrett seems to have kind of drifted in there and picked up Cathal Mannion a little bit more now as the game is kind of progressing.
And as Cathal has come out the field, probably. Interception was well done there by Adrian Morrissey. Adrian Morrissey has a chance to try and play a ball across to Tadhg Hearn, who was coming in. Could have taken the point, but tried to create the goal chance. Morrissey's pass just didn't quite go to Tadhg Hearn.
Yeah, he's awake now. That was a super idea, in fairness to Adrian Morrissey. It was the right thing to do. It was nice and early. It's nice to take a chance on that. He was right to have a go at it.
Yeah, Owen Finnerty does well to block down Sean Blaheen. The ball breaks in the midfield sector. Ronan Kelly's in around the action there, but well picked up on his feet there, and or on his knees initially by Owen Finnerty. Gets the ball inside, but this is going to be a foot race, which Conor Kelly is out ahead of Tadhg Hearn. And Conor Kelly, the Ahascragh cornerback, looks upfield. His team trailed by 2 points to 1. nearly 8 minutes gone in the Senior B Championship final. As out comes the wing back Noel Ward, who ran straight into the tackle, then stood to strike. Conor Hines robs him. Tadhg Hearn gets onto the break ball. Tadhg Hearn, it'll be a rallying score if you can get it. Tadhg Hearn puts it to the wrong side of the post and wide. Look close, and just when you don't have that option of the runner, Sean, when you're in possession coming towards your half back line, if you don't have that option there to give it out to, you just need to move that ball into the inside line and get it out of the danger area. Colin Frayne goes to Luke Kennedy, which has often been the ploy all year. Luke Kennedy good in the air. Good detailing back though by Luke McPhilbin, another player of the Senior B Championship thus far for Liam Mellows this year. Off to Owen Finnerty, who's been very busy early doors. Gets the pass back then to the Luke McPhilbin, who has a great engine on him. Luke McPhilbin striking, and Luke McPhilbin gives a little jig of joy as he struck it high and puts it over the bar. He's the modern wing back, and he pays to burn up the field. And rightly so, won it in his own 45 and carried it all the way, took it back, brought up the field and scored on the opposite 45 of the side. Great score for McPhilbin to really settle him into the game. Noel Ward goes across the field with that latest one, gets it out to Luke Cosgrove. It's intercepted, breaks to Tadhg Hearn. Tadhg Hearn from the 65-metre line just swiveled and got it in towards the goal. It's caught by the goalkeeper, dropped out of his hand initially, but dealt with by Colin Frayne at the second attempt, and he gets it out the field. And Conor Kelly will build from the back again for Ahascragh in the number 6 position. Goes to the wing forward position. 4 players going heading with determination for the one ball. Jack Kevill is fouled, free to Mellows. Mellows will be happy enough for the last few minutes, Andy. 9 minutes in, the lead by 3 points to 1. They will be. They've really exerted their kind of dominance there now in the last few minutes. And yeah, Ahascragh just need to tidy up. They're a little bit sloppy there at the back. Kind of very, very slow passes, kind of undercooked. And just not sharp enough really, and not settling quick enough into the game. So Mark Hughes to take the free. His sister, of course, Jennifer, was involved with Karen Moore yesterday in Camogie action. Galway player as well, of course, as the free is given away. And that's a kind of a cheap free given away by Ahascragh. Pádraig Mannion comes out to protest to Sean Byrne, but all these things add up, and a scoring opportunity given away to Mellows.
Yeah, it's hard enough to mind them in general play, not to be handing them over, Sean, as easy as that, because Tadhg Hearn is going to nail that as long as the day is there. So it's just making it that little bit difficult. I suppose Cathal Mannion has just been shepherded a little bit too much here, and there's a lot of pressure on him. Outside of that, then on the inside line there, they need to just get the ball held up a little bit more on the inside line for Ahascragh and just settle into the game. There's just the 10 minutes gone. If
we're to say Anthony Miller, he seems to be given a licence to go wherever he wants. He was in the full forward line, he's in the half forward, he's now out midfield, but Mellows seem to be passing him on. As of now, Stephen Barrett seems to be picking him up out in the midfield sector, we'd say.
Yeah, they're happy enough to keep keep
structure,
Mark Hughes, keep their structure. And everyone is marking there. Mark Hughes is free at the minute, and he's just covering the space for the puck out once that comes. But no, they're calm enough and they're composed. And like I said, that's their experience shown there, Sean, that they're happy to just pass them on and just make sure that whoever's picking them up is tagging them, and if they're handing them over, that there's clear communication as well too.
So then Tadhg Hearn pops it high and puts it over the bar, his second free of the afternoon, and it leads to, on 11 minutes, a 4-1 lead for Mellows. They'll be more than happy with the way they've started. Colin Frayne, puck out, measured this one into the centre forward channel where Martin Kelly Senior had drifted in, does well, gets it out into Owen Delaney. Owen Delaney, he's vice captain to vice captain, as Noel Ward gets onto the ball in the midfield sector. He's surrounded by 3 Mellows men. He loses the ball there. Tadhg Hearn is onto it. A cheap giveaway with Ahascragh. We'll look at that in that sense. Adrian Morrissey, quick little hand pass off to Ed O'Reilly. Ed O'Reilly has a runner outside. That is Conor Hines, the man that finished with 2 goals in the semi-final against Killadee Leitrim. And Conor Hines puts it high, puts it over the bar. A ball that was turned over. Noel Ward ran into trouble. 5-1. Mellows take full advantage.
And like I said, Sean, at that point there, once they've secured that ball and there's no option, it's time to move that ball straight into the inside line. It's too slow, and next thing, when it's turned over, it's an easy point, and it's 5-1 up now for the Mellows. And again, Ahascragh, poor balls into tight areas.
Going into that physicality in that middle third. Sean Blaheen beaten to it there by Owen Finnerty. Owen Finnerty goes back with the pass then to Ed O'Reilly. Ed O'Reilly has Tadhg Hearn in a pocket of space here. Just the pass was overcooked with over Tiger's hurl there, but method to Mellows. But we saw them against Pearson's here. The physicality that Mellows have is second to none.
It certainly is. If there's any delay on the ball and you don't secure possession, their physicality will kill you straight away. But that's why you do those short passing drills in training. It's because if you're deciding to do that in the game, your passing has to be spot on. And I just think that the difference between the two teams so far is Mellows are just that bit sharper.
Pádraig Mannion restarts then with the line. What a pick by Colin Mannion onto the hurl and then into his hand. He's fouled by Stephen Barrett, and that's going to be a free from the halfway line practically. Tadhg Hearn hands it to Cathal Mannion. Either of them would like to take the free, but Cathal Mannion will be the man that will take it.
There was nothing easy about that line ball from his brother either. But the take was super, under serious pressure from Stephen Barrett. Look, if he can nail this here, it's a tricky score now. We're heading into that breeze coming across towards the right post for him, but it'll settle them right down and get them going.
5-1 the trail, as the free will be taken by Cathal Mannion, taking his time on the halfway line. It's heading towards the post, but it's gone inside the left hand post. Good score. Cathal Mannion gets his second.
Yeah, no, they've tried the short passage on across the middle. Now it's time to move it a small bit, I think, into that inside line and go that route for a little bit now and see how they fare out. 5-2.
Ball comes off the stick of Conor Hines from Louis D's puck out. And this time it's moved that little bit quicker by Ahascragh up to their forward line. The man that's on the ball there is Luke Murray. He goes back with a pass to Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion sees Stephen Barrett just slip. Cathal Mannion striking towards the goal. Will it come in enough? It won't. It goes to the wrong side. Kind of trying to play it to the right post there to hoping the breeze would bring it into the middle of the goal.
I know he did the right thing, Sean, in fairness. He just put a little bit too much on it and it crept outside the right hand post there from Cathal Mannion.
2 points from 5 shots so far from Cathal Mannion, as the puck out goes over the head there of Owen Delaney, but the tidying enough is done by Pádraig Mannion. Gets it off to the brother again, Cathal Mannion, being pulled back surely. No freeze is the referee. Cathal Mannion though does well to get the ball out to Ronan Kelly. Ronan Kelly has a bit of time from the wing forward position. He measures that perfectly, and Ronan Kelly pops it over the bar. And the one thing is, you can't get totally fixated on Cathal Mannion either, even though he provided the assist there, because guys like Ronan Kelly can do damage too.
Exactly, and that's what they need to be doing. They know that Cathal is getting that heat. So it's the other guys, up to the other guys to make the option for the pass, just like you saw with Kevara in early stages in that the previous game where the guy running off the shoulder, you have the option, let him have it.
Sean Byrne came over there to have a word with Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion didn't seem to be too happy with it. He felt he was fouled there, but anyway, it's 5 points to 3, 2-point ball game. Puck out breaks the far side of the field. Good shoulder there that sees Ty Carn end up on the ground. Sean Blaine then turns, swivels, and again goes a little bit more direct into the inside forward line. Foot race for this ball in possession then. Liam O'Donovan was there for Lee Mellows, but the man that's onto it is Luke Murray. Luke Murray goes back with the pass then to Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion dummies one way, then goes the other, gets the hand pass off then to his corner forward. Diarmuid O'Brien does well to keep it in the field of play. Diarmuid O'Brien goes back with the pass down to Luke Murray. Luke Murray, was he interested in taking on the shot? No, he wants to play it inside to Luke Kennedy, I should say. Luke Kennedy striking out the field. That's a super score by Luke Kennedy, high and over the bar. Brian Mahoney, the coach of Ahascragh, likes that. 5 points to 4, Luke Kennedy.
And now Ahascragh is starting to move. They've opened it up. They're getting a good return over here on the left half forward line here, and they got themselves back into the game. The last 3 scores in a row now, so they'll be very happy with that response.
And they've mixed up the game a bit, haven't they? Yeah. As Adrian Morrissey does well to win that puck out for Lee Mellows, looks inside and then he tries to play it in towards Conor Kavanagh. Flicked away from him, might work though. Breaks to Ty Carn. Ty Carn, can he get inside 2 men? Ty Carn bearing down on goal, and Ty Carn flashes it over the bar. His 3rd point of the contest, his first in play. And
he had a little thought about there now, Sean, for a second. He kind of faced the last man there for Ahascragh and just thought about it, but nailed up a good score and settled them back down again.
My God, the sun is shining in Kenny Park and Athenry. A very good, healthy crowd here. Where was that weather last night, we wonder? As Colin Frayne takes the puck out, 6-4, Lee Mellows lead. 16 and a half minutes gone in the opening half. Cathal Mannion gets a flick inside looking for Luke Murray. He's put under pressure there though by Ed O'Reilly. Ball becomes a contest, picked up by Liam O'Donovan. His father Bosco, no doubt, would be very interested spectator as the ball breaks back to Owen Delaney. Gets it at the second attempt. He's in oceans of space. He's going to take on the shot. Owen Delaney from out the country puts it high and brings it back to a 1-point ball game. Good score, Owen Delaney.
And that's the danger with Jack Hastings pushing a little bit too far back into his own half back line, and it leaves that option back there. And Owen Delaney had a couple of attempts at it before he got into his hand, and nice and calmly slotted over the bar. And it's been a super response now, in fairness, from Ahascragh, Sean. They've really settled into the game and got themselves going.
Sean Byrne, I think, had a word with one of the mentors there with Ahascragh. As Louis D's puck out goes to the right wing forward position. Jack Hastings puts up his hand, getting the headband hand there from Ty Carn. Mellows getting the numbers there to it. Ball breaks along the ground to Adrian Morrissey, slips the pass out then to Stephen Barrett. Stephen Barrett gets it off to Owen Finnerty. Owen Finnerty then to Luke McPhilbin. He's already got 1 point in the contest. Luke McPhilbin, this one goes to the wrong side of the post and wide.
In fairness to Ahascragh, Sean, they're just pushing up. They're tackling first off, and they're not really giving Lee Mellows that space that they afforded them early on in the game.
We remember that 2023 Senior B final draw on replay, Ahascragh. It was full of thrills and spills, but it was Mulla that won it. As that ball trying to be kept alive there by Luke Murray. Number of players go in for it. Well won though by Jack Cavill. Jack Cavill gets the hand pass out, and Conor Hines has 12 on his back, but he's back in the half back line and then transporting the ball upfield. Good transition. Tries to get the hand pass inside, but it's intercepted. Sean Blaine, another big strong man in that midfield third. Lovely flick away by Adrian Morrissey, and suddenly that flick away gives Mellows an attacking position. Ty Carn from the wing forward position, well blocked by the wing back there, Owen Delaney. Excellent play by Delaney, who then flicks it up in the air. 50-50 ball, up they go for it. Sean Blaine breaks it away from Mark Hughes. Sean Blaine going down the sideline, well blocked initially by Ed O'Reilly. Ball breaks back to Blaine again. Actually into his way, I suppose, came Luke Murray to a degree. Mark Hughes then goes down, picks it up and drives it up the field. Long ball, going to be a foot race. Jack Hastings goes after it. The man that should win it is Conor Kelly. Was there a free or a pull by Darren McPeak that was deemed to be illegal? Free out for Ahascragh. Little bit of afters. It is a county final after all.
But lively stuff, Sean. They're battling. It's up and down the field, and it's anything that's dropping that's not won cleanly. It's a good contest, and Ahascragh have certainly got themselves going after that first 5-7 minutes where they were a little bit slow to get going and give a 4-point lead to Mellows. But Brian Mahoney and Jimmy Brown, they'll be very happy now with that the way they've kind of got themselves going rightly.
Pádraig Mannion was standing over the free inside his own 45 metre line, but Pádraig has come back now. We think the breeze, if you look down the flag that we're looking at now, it seems to be behind him. We thought it was coming against him, but it gives you an idea that he fancies his chances from inside his own 45 metre line.
Just don't say it can't be done, Sean, because he could well land this now very.
He surely has to win an All-Star this year, that man. It's going to drop in around the house. They're back on it there for Mellows, and the man that picks it out of the air well was Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes drives it out the field over towards Conor Hines. Conor Hines passed back to Mark Hughes, does well to keep it in the field of play. Mark Hughes in the left corner back position, then drives a long ball out to that midfield third. Jack Hastings goes up there with Owen Delaney. Ball hits the deck, and the man that's onto it is Stephen Barrett. Stephen Barrett shows a clean pair of heels from the centre forward position. He strikes, but that one goes to left and wide. Mellows missing a few chances. 5 wides for Mellows, 3 for Ahascragh. 6-5 though on the board. Mellows lead by 1.
Yeah, just gone a little bit flat from what they had, the good start that they had early on in the game, but you know that Ahascragh they were going to get going eventually, and good chance here.
Yeah, Luke Kennedy did awful well to get away from Luke McPhilbin. He's been the puck out target all year. Luke Kennedy comes in and dissects the post. Well taken score by Luke Kennedy. Good score, his second of the day. Ahascragh on level terms after being at one stage 5 points to 1 down on the 12th minute. They've come back by the 20th minute to equalise the ball game.
And they just seem to find this pace here just in the half-hour position, Sean. Just getting that cross-field ball from the puck out there, getting it out into the open areas and the runners to come onto the ball. And there's a good return coming from that now.
Louis D well blocked down there by Conor Kelly. Ball won by Adrian Morrissey. Adrian Morrissey goes back to Stephen Barrett. Stephen Barrett tries to play it inside. Ball broken down well by Pádraig Mannion. Picked up by Sean Blaheen. And Sean Blaheen looks for open road. Looks up the field off the left-hand side. Sean Blaheen was on that 2017 All-Ireland minor winning team. Up to Sean Morrissey though. Sean Morrissey plays it to Conor Hines, but referee Sean Byrne has spotted something, a slap down.
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's going to be a free.
As you can see as well, Sean, that Sean Blaheen is actually really exerting himself in the game right now. He's actually gone through a lot of balls so far in the first 20 minutes of the game, so he's fine block of a guy, and you know, like I said, he's that minor final. Was it 4 points? I think he might have gotten that final from play. So
he was a big factor.
Plenty hurling in that guy, and he's definitely bringing it out now. At the same time, Stephen Barrett has done very well at the same time for Lee Mellows, so it's
Steve
a good
Barrett's
battle.
a good hurler.
Good hurler,
yeah,
able to go through plenty of ball there from midfielder time and time again, like for a full hour, like so. It's a good battle. They're both kind of exerting themselves in different ways.
It's 7 minutes past 2 in Tom Kenny's field in Kenny Park and at the Rye. It's 6 points for Lee Mellows, 6 points for Ahascragh in the Senior B Championship final of 2025. As Ty Karen takes this free from his own 65 metre line. I always keep watching the free taker. He'll tell you how where it went, and it went wide because he wasn't happy. They look after it when it's going to the wrong side of the post.
If it's over, they're usually just tailing away anyway. So
quick restart again by Ahascragh. Out comes Conor Kelly, runs into a bit of traffic, gets the pass off. He's deemed to have over carried, and
the throw.
That's the modern game, that if you do go short, you risk over carries, you risk being turned over.
They've done that a few times now, in fairness. The passes from the Ahascragh defence coming out have been a little bit hospital at times now, and putting a lot of pressure on the receiver.
So Ty Karen then, outside the 45 metre line, stands over the free, 6 points apiece. Mellows, in their 5 games, have had 3 wins and 2 losses. Karen, as we said, has come into this game with 44 points on the board. It's incredible to think that they had scored no goals in their first 3 games in the championship, and now in the last 2 they've hit 4. So they've got the Midas touch back with the green flags as the Ty Karen stands over this one, taking his time, striking towards the goal, putting it high, putting it over the bar. Point number 4 for Ty Karen. Mellows go back 1 in front, 7-6.
Yeah, it's just the right battle. It's score for score, Sean, now at the minute, and you know that they're hard won. Sean Byrne seems to be coming across here or something.
Yeah, it's coming over to the 4th official on this side of the field, who is Countryman, I think, if I'm correct on that. Yeah, and he's indicating, what is he? Oh, I think that's some of the water lads. Maybe there's a big clampdown on this now, isn't there? That you can't go out with water on the field now. I don't know. I think like we're amateur players. It's a harsh rule, isn't it, Andy? I mean, God Almighty, guys are playing the game. Surely deserve to have some water. I know you don't want guys willy-nilly going out in the field, but
they're going to need it at times. Badly needed, exactly. Badly needed.
7-6 Mellows lead, 23:39 gone the clock. Luke Kennedy wins the hard ball again, and if he was given the advantage, he nearly put it over the bar. He didn't go back for the free. Luke Kennedy, he's had a fair old championship.
Yeah, you know, it's just that ability there to win that hard ball, that clean possession from the puck out. You know, and Jack Hastings, now he's trying his best. He's working back as you're expecting your 10 and 12 to do, but just a little bit rash in that occasion, and it's a chance now just to, like I said, score for score, and it's up and down.
Luke Kennedy, only 19 years of age, young player. Ahascragh, of course, the Caltra footballers are in the intermediate football final as well, so busy times over there as Cathal Mannion takes the free, puts it wide. He'd put the house and the neighbour's house.
The rise there just kind of went a little bit to the right of them, I think.
It happens. Free goes wide, so it's 7-6 Mellows lead, 24-28 gone in the opening half. Puck out towards Jack Hastings, not the first time that happened in his Mellows career. Half intercepted, the ball nicely picked up by Stephen Barrett. Stephen Barrett gets away to Adrian Morrissey. Adrian Morrissey standing on the sideline. Dangerous ball in around the house. Ty Karen gets a touch. The goalkeeper deals with it initially. Colin Friend did awful well to pick it up in the second attempt. Good play by the goalkeeper. There's a head injury, so Sean Byrne rightly blows it up. Goalkeeper initially looked to be in trouble, but he did awful well when it hit the deck to pick it fast.
Yeah, took a serious rattle there from Conor Cavan as well too, in fairness to him, and held the possession just as maybe a little bit of a collision for Ty Hearn as the ball was dropping.
Dangerous ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, danger.
Yeah.
That ball heading into the square there, and Adrian Morrissey, in fairness to him, just first time let it fly and take the chances on that ball heading into the danger area. But in fairness, Ahascragh, Sean, they'll be very happy. They've settled, they've worked their scores, they've really got themselves rightly into the game now, so it's a tight battle.
The last time they met was in round 2 of last year's championship in 2024. Mellows won by 220 to 213. 25 and a half minutes gone here. It's a lot closer than that in this Senior B final. Lee Mellows 7 points, Ahascragh 6 points as Ty Karen picks himself up. Good to see him back. And the doctor, of course, none other than John Lee.
So
famous Lee Mellows on
right
Galway.
to have on your line.
Yeah. Doctor now in Abbeynagmoy, in the health centre in Abbeynagmoy. 7-6, 26 minutes gone on the clock. Pádraig Mannion will restart. His team trailed by 1. Pádraig Mannion with this measured free from the 20 metre line. Where does he go? He goes across to the wing forward position. Ball broken through by Luke Murray. Can they keep it alive? But back to reclaim possession is Jack Kevill. Jack Kevill gets the pass off to Liam O'Donovan. Liam O'Donovan, his progress has been stopped there by Jeremy O'Brien. Eventually the ball goes back, and Ahascragh will be more than happy with the pressure coming on to force the free.
That's good tackling, in fairness. There was no clean win there at all for Ahascragh, so they did the right thing. Made it difficult for Kevill to get out there and give him no other option only to throw that ball away. So that's what you want. If you're not scoring, Sean, what you can be doing to influence is that sort of proper tackling and holding up the possession for Lee Mellows, and that's a very strong, good free one for Ahascragh.
So you work and you keep working. End of story. Cathal Mannion to take this free. He's over on the 45 metre line. He's about 4 or 5 metres in from the sideline as he strikes it in towards the Athenry Credit Union scoreboard end, and Cathal Mannion puts it over the bar. His 3rd point of the contest, and we're back on level terms at 7 points apiece again. 27 minutes gone. Puck out by Louis D, goes to the sand side of the field, might break into the path there of Darren McPeak. Darren McPeak does well, striking off the left hand side in towards Ty Karen, was in around the house again with Conor Kelly. Ty Karen tried to keep it light. Conor Cameron is in around the house as well. Scrambled defence by Ahascragh. Lee Mellows, Ty Karen is claiming that he's on the ground, been held on the ground, but Sean Byrne, the Rachel, blows the whistle and says they're going to throw it in.
Conor Kelly did very well there now, Sean, in fairness. It was again last man standing there again with Ty Karen, like the last ball that went in, and he didn't win it, but he made sure that Ty Karen didn't win it either, so it was good battling.
That ball has nearly worked a few times, Andy, as they throw in. Darren McPeak nearly got it, comes back to Pádraig Mannion. Pádraig Mannion shows years of experience, turns one way, then turns the other way to get the out ball, and lovely grab there by Luke Kennedy. Luke Kennedy, rangy player, looking upfield, has 2 players after him. One of them is Luke McPhilbin. Luke Kennedy gets the shot away, but McPhilbin did often well to stop the progress initially and half take the sting out of it. Robert Green is on the ball for Ahascragh. He can come out to Luke Murray, who's in the pocket of space. Luke Murray will take on the shot from out the field, but that ball goes to the wrong side of the post and wide.
Excellent composure there, Sean, in fairness, from Pádraig Mannion initially on his own end line to find Luke Kennedy on the far side here in front of us, and good chance there for a score now gone wide for Ahascragh.
Conor Hines drops the ball down on top of Noel Ward, nearly had it, the wing back for Ahascragh initially, goes into another ruck situation. And my God, Andy, particularly the last 10 minutes or so, we have rucks, we've had work rate. This is going to be won the hard way, isn't it? 7-7.
It's score for score, Sean, and whoever can manage to work a goal, I don't think, thinking back, there was any goal chances in the last game, so whoever can work a goal, it's so tight in the general game that it's be a huge score.
Ball broken, 2 or 3 players nearly had it. Adrian Morrissey comes away from him. Pádraig Mannion goes in with Pádraig Mannion now has no helmet, so the ref should stop the play. Sean Byrne is letting the play continue as Pádraig Mannion puts the helmet back on. Chance appears now for Mellows, but unfortunately for them, Owen Finnerty puts it wide. Play should stop.
That game should be stopped, Sean. Yeah.
Absolutely. Substitution. Ahascragh going to their bench. On comes Owen Naughton, who is the star of the Caltra football team, to my knowledge, and Jeremy O'Brien is the man that's been taken off. So certainly we're a minute away from the 30 at half time, so no mercy there.
No mercy there is right, Sean. And look, it's just to try and get a better return inside, I suppose, in that inside line they're putting out. Naughton, in fairness to him, looks fine size of a guy now, so he's going to be looking for a target to hold that ball up at least and set them off.
2 minutes of additional time. Oh, not a lot of these lads have a very hectic schedule between the big ball and the small ball as Cathal Mannion gets onto the ball for Ahascragh, striking off the right hand side. What a score from the number 12 position coming in on the right hand side. Lovely score. Ahascragh go 1 in front. Cathal Mannion's 4th point of the first half hour.
I don't know, Sean, has he got mirrors in that helmet, because that goal was directly behind him, and when he let that ball go and just cut that the red mark on the crossbar. Super score.
I could tell you that the post never moved, but my God, what a score. Ball going out over the sideline. Ronan McNulty is the linesman on this side of the field. Noel Ward is certainly giving his view that it's not Liam Mellows line ball, but Ronan McNulty is telling him that it is. And
Tadhg Hearn territory as well.
It is, yeah,
exactly. You know, he's got a serious radar for a line ball from this point, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Inside the 45 metre line, about a metre and a half or so. Conor Hines, I was wondering, was he going to take the flag away from him? He does. He throws it on the ground. So Tadhg Hearn has a chance from this line ball. We've seen it do it on numerous occasions down through the years. Tadhg Hearn then with the line ball. Oh, what a strike. What a strike. What a score. If Cathal Mannion got a super score at one end, Tiger gets one at the other end. Excellent score by Tadhg Hearn from the sideline cut. 5 points for him. We're at 8-8 again.
That's a super skill, Sean. You know, it's just one of those skills that's just not practiced enough, I think, with players, I think, in general in the county, and that, you know, on the big return, super score.
And he put it over with consummate ease and about yards to spare.
Exactly.
Like. As Ahascragh come again, midfielder Ronan Kelly to get his 2nd point of the day, and Ronan Kelly does that. Good score by Ronan Kelly. Well worked move again. Ahascragh go 1 in front, 98, 31 minutes on the clock.
You can't do anything about Tadhg Hearn's score, Sean, but what you want at least is a response and a battle to win that ball clean from the pucker, and that's surely what they did. It's super apply.
Louis Dees puck out over towards Conor Hines' area, but the defensive cover is provided by Pádraig Mannion. Lovely little slip ball inside to Ronan Kelly, who's got 2 points in this opening half. Goes in now to the inside line. Ball breaks, so it'll break into the path of Ed O'Reilly. And Ed O'Reilly, former Galway under 20 and minor player, of course, comes up the field, looks to see what his options are, picks out Jack Kevill. Good composure by Mellows, and Kevill goes long into the Tadhg Hearn corner, as we call it. Conor Kelly is back there with Noel Ward to try and go down on that ball. In comes Conor Cavan to keep it alive, and somehow out the back door comes Tadhg Hearn. Tadhg Hearn on the 13 corner goes across with a brilliant ball to Conor Hines in the left half forward position, and Hines puts it over the bar. Excellent score. I'll tell you, there'll be a man that'll be happy with that. Looking down from the heavens, Conor Hines' dad, Mike.
Definitely. And Tadhg Hearn there, Sean, really, he just kept his foot on the ball in the ruck, made sure that nobody else won it. Next thing, just used his power, got possession. Half time, and an exhilarating first half, you'd have to say, Andy. 9 points apiece. Okay, not the highest scoring, but a certain intensity about the game, and a really interesting and absorbing encounter thus far. It's a great game, Sean. You know, it's both managing teams surely happy with what they've seen so far in the first half. Just a small short lull from Ahascragh very early on, but Mellows, you know, taking their scores. You know, a really balanced game now, Sean, so it's going to be difficult to call, and I'm expecting a very tight second half.
So half time here then in Kenny Park and Athenry. It is as we started, except that we have 18 points more than what we started, because we started with no score at the start of the game. Half time then, Ahascragh 9 points, Liam Mellows 9 points. Come back to us for the second half live here on Stream Sport in association with Galway GATV and Galway Bay FM.
Custom sportswear and workwear by Baru Sports in Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
hand pass back to Cathal Mannion. Dumb is one way, goes on to his left hand side. Cathal Mannion standing on the sideline. My God, what a score, what a way to start. Slips inside, 2 would be tackles. Lovely pass onto the running. That is Jack Hastings, and Jack can hear the breeze coming into our fixed mics here. We're on the terrace side. Pass back then to the Luke McPhilbin, who has a great engine on him. Luke McPhilbin striking, Luke McPhilbin.
Communication as well too.
So then Ty Karen pops it high outside. That is Conor Hines, the man that finished with 2 goals in the semi-final against Kennedy. The halfway line. It's heading towards the post, but it's gone inside the left hand. Ronan Kelly has a bit of time for the wing forward position. He measures that perfectly. And Luke Kennedy, I should say, Luke Kennedy striking out the field. That's a super breaks to Ty Karen. Ty Karen, can he get inside 2 men? Ty Karen bearing down a goal, and Ty Karen gets it at the second attempt. He's in oceans of space. He's going to take on the shot. Owen Delaney from out. He did awful well to get away from Luke McPhilbin. He's been the puck out target all year. Luke Kennedy comes in and stands over this one, taking his time, striking towards the goal, putting it high as he strikes it in towards the Athenry Credit Union scoreboard end, and onto the ball for Ahascragh, striking off the right hand side. What a line ball! What a strike! What a strike! What a score! If Cathal Mannion got as Ahascragh coming in, midfielder Ronan Kelly to get his second point of the day. Brilliant ball to Conor Hines in the left half forward position, and Hines puts it over the bar. Excellent. Kenny Park in Athenry is the venue then for the second half of the Forvis Mazars Senior Hurling Championship B final of 2025. The last time we will have a Senior B final in Galway. We've had 3 years of it. It'll be a quiz question in years to come. Who were the 3 winners? We know that Mullion won it in year 1. We know that Athenry won it last year. And who will win it in 2025, Andy Cohen?
Big question, Sean. And in fairness, both management teams would have to be saying, look, let's keep our basics right here. Defence, keep it tight. No soft, easy ball into the forwards, into your opposition. Limit your easy freeze as well. Get your tackling right, just like they've been doing. Excellent tackling there from Ahascragh at times, as to with Lee Mellows. And take your chances. You know, the ball is going to pop out at a crucial moment. You probably might think that you have it scored before you even get it in your hand. You have to make sure that you nail it and back out the field again and go again for the next ball. So yeah, it's very, very tight, Sean, and both teams really, you know, they're fighting and battling, which is what you want. And it's to know which way it's going to go at this stage is a hard call.
Absolutely. Ahascragh are back out on the field for the start of the second half. We await the arrival of Lee Mellows. Already the referee's attention has been brought to 2 water boys, I think, with Ahascragh, and we commented on that in the opening half. I think there could be other things we could be looking at. Ahascragh 9 points, Lee Mellows 9 points at half time. Here come Lee Mellows. Will that experience of the 2017, 2018 and 2019 Galway Senior Championship finals stand Mellows in good stead? Referee Sean Byrne waiting for the arrival of the full 15 from Lee Mellows. We start the second half. We think that Lee Mellows have breeze advantage in the second half, but I'm not sure was it majorly significant in the opening half, Andy.
Yeah, again, just going by the flags here in front of us, Sean, as well too, and all along the line there, they're all kind of coming across here. There's a Ahascragh flag there on the fence as well, fairly strong, coming towards the terrace side here across from the stand. So yeah, it's just to be more mindful when you're shooting whatever direction that you're aiming for the far out post, and it'll carry it in. But some super scores as well too from both sides.
Ball is in, second half underway. First hand pass gets Pádraig Mannion through the central channel. He's playing an advantage. Conor High is in his fifth time. Pádraig Mannion sips the ball inside, trying to get it in, and does get it in. A chance for Ahascragh through Mark Kelly Senior, but he was bundled to the ground. And if Mellows expected one Mannion brother to make a foray at the start of the opening half of the second half, it wasn't the one they expected. It was Pádraig coming from deep.
Good carry from Pádraig, and he had an advantage as well too from the initial tackle when he picked up the ball. Good carry, and a little bit over anxious there from Jack Kevill, I think, early on, and a big hit there on Mark Kelly Senior. So yeah, it's a good start to the second half for Ahascragh.
Yeah, a few queries coming to us here that if what happens if it's in a draw, we go to a replay. There's no extra time or finish on the day with the final, as Cathal Mannion stands over the free, and Cathal Mannion puts it straight over the bar. His first score of the second half, and Ahascragh eke out a slender 1 point lead again.
They do, Sean, and even if by Pádraig standards he's reasonably quieter than his normal dominant display, but he'd be happy with that start.
Puck out, turned back by Ahascragh. Ronan Kelly gets onto it, does awful well to come through that crowded midfield third, but runs into traffic, and one of the guys that's there on patrol is Jack Kevill. And Jack Kevill does well to burst his name out, famous name in the history of the Lee Mellows club, Jack Kevill, but then he runs into traffic, ball comes back, picked up by Darren McPeak. He gets the hand pass back to Owen Finnerty. Owen Finnerty tries to measure a ball inside to Tadhg Harden, which he does. Tadhg Harden flicked away from him by Conor Kelly at the expense of giving away a free though, and that's going to be a free in, and probably one that Ahascragh would say will go into the cheap variety. Yeah,
just when Conor Kelly made the decision to go for the tackle and he swung the hurling, the ball didn't look like it came from his hurling, came out the field, so it was going to be a free, but he also caught him kind of on the legs there too, and a nice chance for Tadhg Harden to settle him and Lee Mellows into the second half.
They have been level a few times in the contest, as 2 minutes into the second half. This would be the sixth time in actual fact, if Tadhg Harden does the honours with this free on the 20 metre line to the right of the goal at the scoreboard end here in Kenny Park and Athenry. Decent crowd for this Senior B Championship final. Tadhg Harden strikes, and Tadhg Harden puts it over the bar. That's his 6th point of the contest, and we're level for the 6th time at 10 points apiece.
Yeah, it's just picked up the same kind of vein, Sean, there's been from the first half. It's just score for score and reply. Yeah, it's all you can ask for is to get the reply.
Conor Frayne then goes longer with this puck out. breaks onto the waiting hurley of Sean Bleheen. Sean Bleheen taking on Sean Morrissey. Bleheen then been forced back the field, goes back with the pass to his full forward Robert Green. Robert Green gets a little bit of space heading towards the gate here in Kenny Park, and Nathan Rice standing on the sideline. Super score by Robert Green.
And again made by Sean Bleheen, made that powerful run, and he was running out of road and decided to swing back out and keep that ball alive, and a great score for Ahascragh again.
Sean Byrne does let that short puck out to Sean Morrissey go, and Sean Morrissey drives it up towards Tyke Harron. Tyke Harron under pressure there. Ball swivel back, and it's won by Luke Cosgrave, who started the game of course. Comes out then to the joint captain, that is Owen Delaney, and Owen Delaney drives a long ball downfield, trying to break it inside. Good defensive play there though by Liam O'Donovan, out in front of his man, takes a strong hit but does very well to get the hand pass to the man he wanted to get it to. That's Mark Hughes. Ball breaks inside then to Luke McPhilbin. Luke McPhilbin, a little bit overcooked to Stephen Barrett. Sean Bleheen goes in. No freeze to the referee. Ball kept alive there. Owen Nocton is on it, and Owen Nocton ends up on his knees. Ball still alive. Again, the work rate of both teams as Cathal Mannion was about to get away, and the referee gives a free against Cathal downfield for Lee Mellows.
A little bit harsh, and Cathal Mannion had done very well before that. He had to put in a great tackle on Mark Hughes for Lee Mellows, but yeah, judge to have fouled the ball there and just give him that opportunity.
There's a lot of that middle third going through a lot of physical torture for both teams.
Well, it's just when you decide, Sean, to put the ball on the hurler or
Yeah.
take it back into your hand and into traffic, that you need to be able to take that hits. And you know, if you're not sharp at your pass or your offload, or you know, you just don't decide to move the ball at that point, it's always going to end up in a turnover.
Adrian Morris is free, might drop in around Darren McPhee country, does break down, but Conor Kavanagh does well to rob his man. Conor Kavanagh bearing down on goal. Does he foul? Nose of the referee. Conor Kavanagh off the left hand side strikes, but it goes across the face of the goal, and that invites Conor Frayne to come out, but the ball has actually gone wide, and that's going to be a chance for a restart again from Conor
Sean, in
Frayne.
fairness to Sean Byrne, he's letting the game go.
Yeah.
He's not blowing for everything. He's
No.
not, in fairness, you know, I think he gave the correct decision there. Let the game go ahead there when Conor Kavanagh had picked up the ball.
Ahascragh 11 points, Lee Mellows 10 points. Puck out down on top of Luke Kennedy. Ball does one back though by Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes after Conor Hines. Conor Hines asking a foot race off Adrian Morrissey. Adrian Morrissey does well. This is a territory he likes. Adrian Morrissey off the right hand side striking towards goal, but it goes to the wrong side. But didn't even go wide. Colin Frayne comes out and deals with it, sends a long ball down. Mellows have the numbers on this ball. It was broken down by Jack Kevill, and eventually it's recycled out to Ed O'Reilly, and Ed O'Reilly goes long into Tyke Harron. Tyke Harron does well to catch that ball ahead of Conor Kelly, and Tyke Harron turns on a sixpence, pops the ball over the bar. He's 7th of the contest, his 2nd from play. Good score by Harron and well set up.
Super play, and Lee Mellows just seems to be that little bit dominant now, Sean, across that half back line. They're turning everything back so far. Early on, there's turnover here now again for Lee Mellows.
Poor clearance by Fintan Glean, intercepted by Adrian Morrissey. Conor Kavanagh's inside, level of points apiece. Conor Kavanagh goes low into the corner of the net, and that's what Conor Kavanagh delivers on big days. The green flags. Probably most players would have taken a point, but he went low to the right hand stick. There's 2 players down in the middle of the field. What happened there? But the goal from Conor Kavanagh.
What a goal from Conor Kavanagh. There's been a bit of an incident up here back in the Lee Mellows half back line, but Conor Kavanagh, he even had the time to let the ball bounce, stuck that ball in the net, but might be a bit of an incident here now that Sean Byrne will have to deal with.
Yeah. Now we don't have screens here, so we don't quite know what happened. This 111 for Liam Mellows. It's Ahascragh 11 points, but down at the other end of the field, Cathal Mannion is down, and
Stephen Barrett is down.
Yeah, Stephen Barrett is down. We also see, I think it's Conor Hines that's down as well from Liam Mellows. Cathal Mannion is going back onto his knees now, getting himself up. The referee has spoken to some of his officials. He's gone over to Ronan McNulty. Ronan McNulty is then sending him to Jerry Hurley. Stephen Barrett is getting up. Key moment in the game with the goal for Mellows, but will there be action taken here?
Yeah, we're getting back to the most important part is the score of the game, and you know, Conor Kavanagh just had that nearly too much time to allow the ball to bounce, collected it, carried it maybe 2 steps, and Conor Kavanagh, who he is, I think he knows more about the underside of the crossbar, Sean, than above it. He's just razor sharp for that goal whenever the chance comes up, and he certainly knew what he wanted to do.
Went across the goalie as well to that right post. Yeah. So Cathal Mannion and Stephen Barrett are being spoken to by Sean Byrne. He's explaining what his take on proceedings is, and his take on proceedings is, I think thus far, there's going to be no action, but he is going to talk
Mark
to
Hughes,
Mark Hughes. So Mark Hughes is the man that looks like is going to have his name put into the black notebook of referee Sean Byrne. Sean Byrne from Carnmore Club. Mark Hughes, who lives in Galway. Yellow card for Mark Hughes, but the goal, can it inspire Mellows to victory? Or what is the answer from Ahascragh who goes short with the puck out? Far side of the field.
Really need to answer Sean as well too. There has to be a reply straight away, or they can't start building up a lead now for Lee Mellows.
Luke Kennedy tries to pick the ball up, but there's a Forrester Green going after them. One of them swiped across him. He wins the free.
Yeah, and a little bit green too from Lee Mellows, because he was really under pressure there. It wasn't a clear score that they were going to get, and a bit rash to kind of swipe in there and give away a cheap free.
Keane McDonough is about to come into the ball game for Lee Mellows, and he made a big impact when he came in the semi-final victory over Kilnadima Leitrim. Mellows have scored 4 goals in the championship. They've now scored 5. They've conceded 5. As
bit off the ball stuff as well. There's lots of action here, Sean.
Cathal Mannion puts the ball over there from the free. A lot of things happening around there. Cathal Mannion gets 1 back for to answer the goal. 1-11 for Lee Mellows, 12 points for Ahascragh. Louis G goes long with the puck out. Down to the midfield sector. Well taken. Out of the air though by Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly gets the pass off. And again, Ahascragh tried to go into that middle crowd, which is third. Noel Ward was awful well to pick that up. Surely he's fouled. Nose of the referee. Mellows turn him over. And they win that turnover, and it's like scoring a goal.
It's the same thing, Sean, because you just cannot turn back into Jack Hastings. You can't turn into Adrian Morrissey and expect to be able to bounce off them and keep that possession. They're just going to swallow you up. And that's exactly what happened there. There was just too much of a delay with Noel Ward. Cannot afford to do that. You're either moving that ball quickly, because you cannot go into that physical exchange.
Owen Finnerty is the man that's been taken off then. And into the game comes Keane McDonough. So the free is going to be placed on the 65-metre line, or just outside it, for Tig Harron. Owen Finnerty, I think, could be part of a Galway football development squad at the moment, if I'm correct on that. So Tig Harron placing the ball outside the 65-metre line. Can he restore the 3-point lead for the men in the green and white jerseys from the city of Galway? 10 minutes gone on the clock. Tig Harron strikes. Tig Harron makes sure, and Tig Harron puts it over the bar. His 8th point of the contest. 8 invaluable points, Andy.
He's a big game player, Sean. Yeah. We can wax all we want about Cathal Mannion's top class skills, but Tig Harron has just been doing that for years and years for Lee Mellows, and he's standing up again today.
Ball goes up, goes past Cathal Mannion, goes in towards Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly Senior bundled towards the sideline. The ball stays in play, and Mellows win the physical battle again. Down on top of Tig Harron. Tig Harron in a mighty battle with Conor Kelly, but Tig Harron is beginning to write his name on the County Senior Championship B title final. And what a score that is from Tig Harron. He gives the little signal. Point number 9 flies over the bar. You can see that his dander is up. They lead by 4, Andy. That
was no easy score. Sean, he had to take that down to the ground himself, get possession again, and Conor Kelly's really having his hands full now today.
113 to 12 points. McPhilbin gets onto the ball in the half-back and tries to go out through the traffic again. Then he gets turned over. Another rook ball situation. Ball breaks out. Picked up again by Luke McPhilbin. Goes off the left-hand side. Gets it up the field. Adrian Morrissey got away with a slight pull on the jersey there, but it's tidied up by Luke Cosgrave. Lovely ball inside to Sean Blaheen. Sean Blaheen controls it, brings it into himself, then will work it out quickly to Owen Delaney. Owen Delaney from the middle of the field, striking in towards goal, and Owen Delaney pops the point, his 2nd of the game. We're back to 113 for Lee Mellows, 13 points from Ahascragh, 11 minutes into the second half.
Again, like we said, Sean, that goal is the crucial score, because in fairness to Ahascragh and both teams, they're replying to points for anything that their opposition are getting, so it's the goal is a key score.
Sean Morrissey goes over to the far side of the field. Darren McPeak, great to see him back. Got a bad old injury in a league game a few years ago. It was great to see him back on the field of play. But ball is won by Cathal Mannion, who takes a rattle there for Mark Hughes, and Mannion runs into traffic. Mellows want this game. You can see it now. Both players end up on the ground again. Referee allows the rook to develop. Out comes the ball, sprays out the field. Picked up there by Luke McPhilbin, and Luke McPhilbin from out the country striking in towards the goal, doesn't have the legs up. Certainly the Mellows men putting pressure on Ahascragh at every turn, but thus far Ahascragh eventually getting the ball under control to Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly gets it off to Pádraig Mannion, and Pádraig Mannion tries to bring a bit of calm to proceeding, gets it up into the corner forward position where Luke Murray in a foot race with Liam O'Donovan. Liam O'Donovan does awful well. Went down to the ground and got the ball, gets it off to Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes growing into the game as well, soloing up this side of the field. Mark Hughes looking up the field, plays a lovely ball up to the goal scorer, that's Conor Kavanagh, lets it run past him and flicks the defender, or turns the defender Fintan Glynn there as well. Conor Kavanagh coming in along the 30-metre line, good play by Fintan Glynn, who got back to ensure that he wasn't going any further. The pass is misplaced. Ty Carron is in. Goal number 2 for Ty Carron for Lee Mellows. A defensive mix-up, Andy. A pass that went across to
back towards Pádraig Mannion, and
yes,
just cut out by Ty Carron. Just the pass, not enough execution in the pass, Sean. Massive score for Lee Mellows. They're making a big push now.
And you would have to say a defensive error that leads to the second score of the game. Again, there's an incident on the far side of the field, but now suddenly it's 2-13 to 13 points. Ty Carron has hit 1-9.
Jack Hastings might be in a little bit of bother here, Sean, possibly with Sean Byrne over there, but like
Luke
huge
Kennedy was the man who was down. That's a huge score
for Ty Carron there, and pretty much a gimme as well too, Sean. That's been handed basically to Liam Mellows and kicked them on to a 6-point lead now, and they've really made the move now into the second half.
Jack Hastings gets the yellow card, but you'd have to say that the nature of the concession of the goal from a Ahascragh viewpoint, it's draining of your energy.
Just the score itself, exactly.
Yeah.
Not just the goal. It's the nature of it, and it's basically handed over a very, very big score in a tight game that Ahascragh really can't afford, especially with the previous goal as well.
2-13 now for Liam Mellows, 13 points for Ahascragh. This is the team that couldn't score a goal in their first 3 games. They've got 4 in the last 2, and they've now added 2 to get 6 in the last 3. The goals are coming. Pádraig Mannion makes a good foray upfield, good play by him. He's pulled to the ground by Liam Donovan. That was a tackle that you could see in the Dexcom Stadium, and Sean Byrne goes in. It's going to be a free in that Pádraig Mannion is interested in taking. Surely that's a yellow card, is it?
For definitely, I think Liam Donovan tried to run away and avoid the penalty himself. But no, look, you wouldn't have expected him to do anything else at that point, because they couldn't afford to let the run keep going.
What are we? We're at the 3/4 stage of the contest. There's a big meeting down at the far side of the sideline between Jimmy Brown, Brian Mahoney, Pádraig Leonard and a few more. For the first time in the game, Ahascragh find themselves 6 points down as Cathal Mannion stands over the free just inside the semicircle area, striking into the road end goal here in Kenny Park and Athenry. Has the chance to bring it back to a 5-point contest again. Loads of time in the game as Cathal Mannion strikes and puts it over the bar. His 7th point of the contest, 2 from play, 5 from the place ball.
Exactly, Sean, and lots of time if they can take anything from the Beha game previously, that as long as they do get themselves going and don't leave it too insurmountable coming towards the final stages of the game, you know, the game is still definitely alive for Ahascragh.
Short puck out by Louis D, finds his full-back Sean Morrissey, the brother of Adrian, of course, plays it upfield. Ty Carron comes out to try and win it. The ball breaks to the ground and onto his Ronan Kelly, gets it off to Noel Ward. Noel Ward tries to get inside the tackle, gets the hand pass off and hurls flying all around us as the man that's onto it now is Mark Kelly Senior into Sean Blaheen again. Ahascragh working it through the lines but taking on the physicality that is Liam Mellows, and Blaheen is forced to the deck. Conor Kavanagh was the man that managed that. Adrian Morrissey gets on the ball, tries to flick the pass out, does to Conor Hines. Conor Hines steps inside, the left knee heavily bandaged, half blocked down again. He ran into traffic. Both teams finding it hard to get through this. It's like a roadblock in this middle of the field sector. And as Andy, you keep saying, if you go over it or around it, it's probably easier.
It's just that easier, Sean. I think Sean Blaheen might have been a little bit unlucky there, Sean, not to get a little bit of a free there. But yeah, it's just when it gets to that scrambling stage there, it just suits Liam Mellows that little bit better, that physicality around the middle.
Play restarts with the throw in. Jack Hastings is on his knees trying to win the ball. My God, it means a lot to both these teams as the ball is flicked along the ground by Ronan Kelly, who suddenly gets a little bit of space that's almost like goal dust. Gets it up to Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion controls it very close to the sideline, far side of the field, turns onto his left hand side, gets a lovely ball inside. Ed O'Reilly stops the progress. Sean Blaheen goes in and tries to win it back. Sean Blaheen gets it at the second attempt. Again, 4 Mellows men around them. They overturn him and Mark Hughes swivels and turns and drives it down the field. Pádraig Mannion will win the foot race there with Darren McPeak. Pádraig Mannion does well. McPeak half blocks it down. That's at the line ball. Every block hook is treated with a big roar from the crowd. In
fairness, Sean, it's super battling from both teams. Sean Blaheen got turned back there. Pádraig Mannion got turned back on the other side. In fairness, it's really, really good stuff. It's high quality. It's a real battle, and there's such the high prize that's at stake, Sean. You wouldn't expect anything less.
Owen Delaney coming out of defence again. He's going to run into traffic. Jack Hastings and Adrian Morrissey come in with the physicality, and that's going to be a free given away by Mellows in this instance. The ball inside. There is just 2 on the inside line for Ahascragh. 3 Mellows men back there. Mark Hughes seems to be drifting back the field. Looks like Conor Elwood could be about to come into the contest. Conor Elwood, who was part of that 217 minor squad that we mentioned earlier on in the game. Also, Ahascragh look like they're going to the bench, and into the game could be Adam Muckler. Yeah. So Cathal Mannion comes back to the field. Still a 5-point ball game.
No, nail this, Sean, and back to 4. And hopefully just get a little bit more injection into it. I think they just need to move away from holding the ball up in the middle of the field. It's just not suiting them at all. With huge physicality from Liam Mellows.
And the way you say that, he's hitting a free from inside his own 65-metre line. You're assuming he'll get it, like the distance.
Yeah.
8 point of the day for Cathal Mannion. We're back to 4-point ball game. The 2 subs come. First is the man wearing 18 for Ahascragh. That's Adam Muckler. He comes in for the right cornerback Fintan Glynn. And Conor Elwood could be the next man in action. 2:13 for Liam Mellows. 15 points for Ahascragh. We have played 18 minutes of the second half. Louis D will go with the puck out and onto it, or running up the line towards Conor Hines is his wing back Luke McPhilbin. Conor Hines on the ball, gets the hand pass inside, taken by Jack Kevill, who joins the attack. Jack Kevill though is overturned as he goes into the red and green jerseys. Luke Kennedy is on the ball. Surely he's swung around, will play the advantage, play answers the referee. Luke Kennedy tries to get it out, he wins the free. We'll come back for a free, and even though it's a mammoth distance away from goal, Andy, it's a chance to bring the game back to 3 because it's a free on the Ahascragh 65-metre line.
I'd have to say it's possibly an easier chance, Sean. He's going to be striking in towards the left-hand side post now with this free here. And yeah, good carry, a little bit rash from Adrian Morrissey, a little bit of a high tackle that made it easy for Sean Byrne to make the decision. And now again, chance for Cathal Mannion. Reduce it and look for that puck out again. So no, they've kind of settled down at Ahascragh now after those initial 2 goals for Liam Mellows to give them such a good cushion, but yeah, there's still a long way to go now.
This one's going to drop in around the house where to go, flick it to the side of the net. It could have gone anywhere.
Dangerous ball.
Yeah. I'd say he mishit it, did he? The free?
Surely, compared to the previous one.
So we remain at 15 points to 2:13, 19 points to 15 as Louis D goes the far side of the field with this puck out towards Jack Hastings again. Superbly caught out there though by Luke Cosgrove. He's forced back the field then again. Luke Cosgrove needs to find a man in a red and green jersey, does that, gets it up to the man that's wearing 25, that's Owen Naughton. Owen Naughton taking on and getting past Ed O'Reilly. Good play by Owen Naughton, has the ball glued to the stick, goes back with the pass, gets it back to his centre forward who's none other than Cathal Mannion. Mannion makes space for himself, then has the shot at goal. It's knocked away by one of the defensive defenders out for 65.
It just shows you, Sean, Cathal Mannion is finding it difficult to get those shots away. It's a tight space. It's high stakes stuff. Super block there from Jack Kevill. Lovely step inside by Cathal Mannion, fairness out onto his left. And every score is really hard work for. But here's a chance now again for Cathal Mannion to reduce it. And you know, you have to admire Ahascragh. Those 2 sucker punch goals, they've certainly got themselves right back into it again now with plenty time left, over 10 minutes at least in normal time.
Half time in the other intermediate semi-final in Bannistow. Millick Aircourt 1-9, Ballygar 12 points, even Stephen there. Cathal Mannion with the 65 then. 21 minutes nearly gone in the second half of the Senior B Championship final. Cathal Mannion striking and Cathal Mannion putting it over the bar from the 65. That's point number 9. And we're back, Andy, to a 3-point ball game. 2-16 to 13 points. A
3-point game now, and Ahascragh yet to kind of trouble the goals there for a goal chance. So if they got one of those, you wouldn't know what way the game could turn.
God, they'll rue the concession, particularly of that second goal, and they won't, as they do well to win that hard ball again in the middle third. Flicked pass out from Ronan Kelly, finds Mark Kelly off to Sean Blaheen, and Sean Blaheen then goes long inside, looking for Robert Green to win the foot race, but Sean Morrissey, as good a full back as there was around in the club scene, does well to go back and win that ball. Gets it out then to Ed O'Reilly, who straightens up the line for himself and gets the hand pass off, and well worked out of defence by Liam Mellows. Ed O'Reilly then plays the ball maybe not to the position that he wanted it, because Luke Cosgrove is back there to deal with it. Luke Cosgrove off the left hand side, striking up stand side the field, finding Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion again has 2 Mellows men around him, but does well to get inside. Blocked down by Jack Hastings. Cathal Mannion goes back again, steps inside the challenge of Conor Kavanagh, gets it to his wing back Owen Delaney. He's got 2 points in the contest. He tries to go back with the pass to Cathal Mannion, but he's overturned and is going to be picked up here by Stephen Barrett. Well recycled by Mellows and well won the turnover. Adrian Morrissey goes back to Ed O'Reilly, and Ed O'Reilly opens it up
up to the far side of the field, looking for Tyg Harron. Harron breaks his own ball down to himself, nearly won it. In comes, there's a bit of sound of timber that the crowd react to. In there is Conor Hines as well, but well worked by Ahascragh who win that hard ball. 16 points to 2-13. Pádraig Mannion was trying to get on the receiving end of that pass, was off well to go back and recover it. Being faced up to, but gets the pass off to Sean Blaheen, who's well hooked there by Luke McPhilbin. Reworked again though by Ahascragh out to Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion from the 65 metre line. What a score! Point number 10. The intensity and work rate of both teams, you have to take your hat
You have
off.
to give it to Lee Mellows there, Sean, as well. We'll get to the score in a second. Lee Mellows battled Tyg Harron, Luke McPhilbin, but when it fell out to the right man there, Sean nailed that score in a very, very tight space, and now it's back to a 2-point game.
13 to 17 points. The last 4 points in a row have come from Ahascragh. They've also come from the stick of one Cathal Mannion. The substitution sees Conor Kavanagh, the first goal scorer for Lee Mellows, off, and Conor Elwood is into the contest, a famous Mellows name. Puck out, breaks down on top of Conor Elwood. Adrian Marty tries to bring it forward. The man that does bring it forward is Darren McPeak, who is fouled by Pádraig Mannion, who throws down the hurl in disgust. Sean Byrne is indicating why he gave the free, and it's a vital chance to break the momentum of Ahascragh.
It's a reprieve for Lee Mellows, in fairness, and take the pressure off them. But I think Pádraig Mannion did get the ball. It's just I think he came down from the top down onto the hurl from the top of it, and it looked a little bit wild, which made it easy for Sean Byrne to make the decision. But
Jerry Hurley is getting a fair, let's say, the Ahascragh version of why that shouldn't be a free. That might translate into maybe something like, how did you give that one? But anyway, Mellows are going to the bench again as Tyg Harron stands over the free. Stephen Killeen is about to come into the contest. Yeah, another big man who was involved with those underage teams with Lee Mellows. Tyg Harron striking, and Tyg Harron puts it over the bar. He gets his 10th point of the contest, and that score just breaks the momentum.
Back to 3 again now, Sean.
Yeah.
And you know, it's, in fairness to Ahascragh, they've weathered those 2 goals. They've come back right into the game and got themselves, and it's just that easy goal that they've handed over for the second one, Sean. That really is the difference between the teams at the minute.
Conor Hines is the man that's been called ashore. That left knee heavily bandaged as well. 17 points for Ahascragh, but 2-14 for Mellows. What do they say about goals? 20 points plays 17, 24 and a half minutes gone in the opening half. Niall Glynn could be about to come into action as well for the men of Ahascragh. Niall Glynn gets ready to come in. Will he be allowed in on this break and play as well? Or Sean Byrne, I think, is going to restart without him. Conor Hines comes in, feeling that knee gingerly. As the puck out, well worked to Luke Cosgrave. Luke Cosgrave is put under pressure straight away by Stephen Killeen and forces the ball to the deck. Who can win the break ball now? Darren McPeak wins it. That's great work rate by Lee Mellows, winning the hard ball. Comes back to Adrian Morrissey, lovely hands. Then shoots, but half hooked and couldn't get the purchase on it. He did very well initially to control it, didn't he? Conor Frayne on the ball, plays it out to Owen Delaney. 17 points for Ahascragh, 2-14 for Liam Mellows, a 3-point ball game. As it's been worked through the lines by Conor Kelly and Ahascragh up to Cathal Mannion, flicked away from him out over the line ball. With 4.5 minutes of normal time left, as here comes Niall Glynn coming into the contest, and the man that's coming off is Luke Murray. You get the impression that Ahascagh need the ball up at the center of the field. It's just a little
bit static there, Sean, a bit too short. The passes are very weak. Having to go back for that ball, and then Jack Hastings just kept the pressure on, and then no easy ball out to Cathal Mannion. Like you said, just get that ball out there and just move it up into the full forward line. Now the time is running out. We're into that last 5 minutes of normal time. You just relieve the danger, and now suddenly the pressure's back on Ahascragh's full back line again with a line ball coming in, and we know what Tyg Harron can do, as we saw in that first half.
Luke Murray is the man that's been called ashore. Tyg Harron, could he ever get 2 in a row in the County Senior B Championship final? That's a super strike taken down by the goalkeeper. Well, comes out to Stephen Killeen. The goalkeeper comes out after him. Killeen can't quite control it, tries to flick it up, and good defending eventually by Pádraig Mannion. The ball comes off the stick there of Martin Kelly, but Cathal Mannion tidies up and goes out to brother Pádraig. 3 points in the ball game. Ahascragh coming on the attack. Pádraig Mannion is blocked down though by Conor Elwood. Conor Elwood does awfully well. Conor Elwood running through the centre forward channel, wins the free for a slap down. But the block on Pádraig Mannion, who was trying to probably play the perfect ball inside, just hesitated, was blocked down, free into Mellows, and a chance to make it a 4-point ball game.
He just kind of got a bit caught in two minds there. Initially got the ball first into his hand and hesitated, and Conor Elbow with a super block, and then Cahill in with slipe. Cahill's a little bit far back the field now, Sean, for my liking. I think at this stage of the game where they're really chasing scores,
he
needs to get up there, and a yellow card as well there too for the slap. In fairness, it was a free into Liam Mellows, so yeah, they'll need to push him further up. And up into the danger zone, especially with time running out now, 3 minutes to go.
3 minutes of normal time. There'll be a bit. Was there a nice bit was there 2 or 3 at the end of the first half? There was surely
4 minutes anyway. I'd say, Sean, between it all.
Yeah. Jack Ford, I think, is about to come in. A man that picked up an injury in the earlier stages of the championship, has missed a lot of the championship with that hand injury. So Tyke Harden standing over this free, and a vital free to give you a 4-point cushion. Ahascragh saying that he's taking too long with it, but he can take all the time as he likes because he puts it straight over the bar. Tyke Harden, 11 points he's got in the contest. Add the goal, 111. 17 points to 215. Mellows lead by 4. Puck out to Luke Kennedy country. Ball hits the deck. Who's onto it? The man that is onto it is Stephen Barrett for Liam Mellows, and Stephen Barrett plays it to Mark Hughes, and Mark Hughes in the centre forward channel plays it down the field. Safety first, I think, down towards Tyke Harden, broken away from him by Luke Cosgrove. Luke Cosgrove tries to pick it up and does well, gets away from Conor Elwood. We're playing an advantage here. Ahascragh, I was going to say, would be smart to stop the play and take the free, perhaps.
Ball in there, and take the chances for this
Tyke
free
Harden
here and
is
reduce
down.
it back to 3.
Tyke Harden doesn't need to be one player that they don't need to lose. David Collins is coming to make a decision as well. Sean Blehing has gone in around the edge of the
14,
house.
Sean, yeah.
But the difficulty is that's probably not going in there too often.
No, you're taking Robin Peter to pay Paul there because he was being such an influence in the middle of the field earlier on, and now they're kind of going for broke and getting that ball in there, but still probably not moving the ball enough there. You could see once Mellows got that ball out into the open space, they moved it up the field.
Tyke Harden is getting himself up ginger. I think he'll be okay. Cahill Mannion is the man that is going to take the free on his own 65-metre line, striking it with consummate ease straight over the bar. We're back to a 3-point ball game.
Back to
2:15 to
5
18.
minutes, Sean, overall. I'd say there's surely going to be 3 to 4 minutes of injury time, so Ahascragh nail up another one, but Liam Mellows very composed now and very comfortable.
Short puck out to Sean Morrissey. Sean Morrissey drives it down the field. Stephen Killian trying to keep the ball alive. Noel Ward is back there with him. 2 minutes of additional time is all we're having. So we have 3 minutes for Liam Mellows to win the Senior B Championship and get back to the senior ranks. Tyke Harden is going to take on the shot from out the country. What a score by Tyke Harden over the bar. He has to be in the conversation for man of the match, surely. Tyke Harden puts it over the bar. 112. That's a super score.
Surely, Sean, you just get that to your go-to man at a crucial time of the game just to push it back out to 4 and a super score.
Luke Kennedy is under the puck out. It's 2:16 to 18 points. Ahascragh have the big finish in them. They need it. Mark Kelly Sr. is on the ball. He's won the free. We go back for the advantage. Cahill Mannion will surely pop it over the bar and try and work it back the field. Into the game comes John Finnerty for Ahascragh, and he's coming in for Luke Cosgrove, who started the game for the injured Stephen Kelly.
In fairness to Cosgrove, he's tried very, very hard, went through a lot of ball. A lot of work there in that half back line for Ahascragh, and trying to get on with that loss from Stephen Kelly as well at the start of the game, so fought very hard.
Jack Ford nearly got in there for Adrian Morrissey, but he's still on the line.
Still waiting.
He's patient as Cahill Mannion takes the free, gets it inside the left-hand post. His 12th point of the contest. 12 points from Cahill Mannion, 112 for Tyke Harden. Could the goal be the difference? 19 points to 216. Here comes Jack Ford. Eventually, we have 50 seconds played of the first of the 2 minutes of additional time. We'll have to give it a bit extra, I think, for this break and play, though. 3-point ball game. Is there a goal in the Ahascragh, Andy?
Needs to come now, Sean. They just have to move that ball. They can't be delaying here in this half back line. Just get it and move it and hope for the best, really, at this stage.
Louis D goes to the Tyke Harden area of the pitch. Ball broken down by him, won by Jack Hastings. Jack Hastings gets it back to Luke McPhilbin. Good use, good composure by Mellows. Blocked down. The Darren McPeak's shot is blocked down. Ronan Kelly, is he pushed in the back? He is. That will be a free and a chance for Cahill Mannion maybe to drop it in around the house. Sean Blehing is in there. I notice also Pádraig Mannion has gone up to the edge of the square. Cahill Mannion with the free. They trail by 3. Dropping it in around the danger zone. There's a man gone down. Louis D makes the save. It was a connection, I think, by Niall Glynn. But Mellows have repulsed that attack, and Luke McPhilbin is on it, and Luke McPhilbin drives it up the far side of the field. Only as far though as Owen Delaney. He goes back to win the ball. He goes across to his goalkeeper. His goalkeeper comes out to the right corner back position. 31:54 gone on the clock. 2:16 Lee Mellows, 19 points for Ahascragh. Luke Kennedy, as he found nose of the referee. The ball is picked up well there by Adam Monclair. Monclair goes a running. Adam Monclair striking in towards the goal. It's going to drop in around the house. Pádraig Mannion is in around the house. He ends up on the deck. No penalties to the referee. Ball goes wide. I remember, was it Crowell and Ahascragh senior here? Was it in 2020? Where the men of Ahascragh got into the senior championship quarter-finals with a late goal. They need something similar here, Andy.
They need it, Sean. They just need to turn this puck out back again now and get it back up the field and keep going, keep trying.
Louis D goes to Tadhg Harron, goes up, comes away from Harron initially, then he gets it at the second attempt. That's a foul surely by Conor Kelly. A high challenge on Tadhg Harron. Not the time to do that. Free to Lee Mellows, free to Tadhg Harron. And if that's the way you want to see out the game, couldn't work better from a Lee Mellows point of view. Into the game is Andrew Fitzgerald for Ahascragh. The man that's coming off is Robert Green.
A little bit wild, Sean, there from Conor Kelly at the totally wrong time. He was right on the sideline picking that ball up. If he at least tried to push him over the line,
you couldn't give away the free.
You can't give away the free at that point. Chance here now to push it back out for Lee Mellows back to 4, and you'd have to say at that point then to seal the deal for them.
He's had some game, Tadhg Harron, hasn't he?
Oh, he's just a fine player, Sean, and shown for everything. Never mind the silk of the line ball or anything. You know, he's still
he's
made
under
his
puck
face,
outs,
but time and time he's under everything. He's fighting hard for everything. He's hobbling there. He'll be sore tomorrow, but he won't mind.
Oh God, he won't bite his right. 112 on the board so far. He's going to take the free under the close attention of the Ahascragh sideline. So Tadhg Harron standing on the sideline outside the 45-metre line. His team Lee Mellows lead by 3, 2:16 to 19 points, 33-47 gone on the clock. Tadhg Harron bending, striking, lifting. It's going to go wide, but there's the final whistle, and Lee Mellows have won the Senior B Championship. And more importantly, Andy, they're back in senior hurling. It finishes Lee Mellows 2:16. Ahascragh 19 points.
Fairness, Sean, they've just came up with the big scores in the second half, which was the difference between the teams. Ahascragh have been replying score for score all day, but it was the goals that made the difference. And in fairness to Lee Mellows, you know, the first goal from Conor Kavanagh to really go for that goal at that point, super strike from a long way out. The second goal they'll probably look back on with just the biggest regret, just a handed ball to Tadhg Harron. And he's just snuck in and buried it to the net. Just left themselves with a little bit too much to do at Ahascragh. But overall, I think Lee Mellows, their physicality, their power, they were just that little bit ahead of Lee Mellows, or ahead of Ahascragh, and just got their scores that little bit easier throughout the whole hour.
And the goals were absolutely crucial, weren't they? Because, like, as you say, one of them they will have regrets about. The other one, they will think long and hard. You know, Conor Kavanagh finished it very well, but that was the decisive score.
It was, and Conor Kavanagh, even before he got the ball into his hand, he had maybe 2 attempts to get it first for clear possession, and then he just took 2 steps, and he just knowing Conor Kavanagh, he just had the goal in his mind. It's such a powerful shot into the far corner, left Colin Frame with very, very little chance. But just overall, I suppose that second goal just lost by the 3 points. It was that second goal really that handed it to Lee Mellows, and they held on, and that cushion kind of saw them all the way through for the last 10 minutes.
You're hard to go to Ahascragh. This is the second time in 3 years that they've lost this final. The upshot of the restructuring next year means that they stay now in Premier Intermediate, which is going to become a hugely competitive competition.
It's difficult, Sean, but at the same time, my opinion is that they're gone back down. But at this time next year, they'll only be 1 step away from senior.
Yeah.
They're going back down after getting to a Senior B final, which means they'll be one of the high contenders for that championship next year. You know, they won't fear anybody that's been in that Senior B championship this year. Anyone that's down intermediate at the minute contesting the semi-finals, they'd have to say to themselves, you know, we've played a massive game last year against Lee Mellows in a final, and they won't be far away from senior hurling again the following year after that in 2027.
Absolutely. Tadhg Harron is down there at pitch level. He's shaking hands to foes and friends alike. You know, our own Niall Canavan is down at pitch level as well. I wonder if he can pick up perhaps that quick word with one of the Mellows men. What we'll do is, Niall is looking there, I think, for the Lee Mellows manager, David Collins. So what we'll do is we will just wait for Niall to get Liam Collins, Niall Collins, mixing up my Niles and my Liams. David Collins embracing some of his players there. The man that has done it as a player and has also done it as part of the management team now with Lee Mellows. That's hard to do, Andy, to do with players you play with.
Very hard, in fairness to him. He's just gone back and he's just led them all the way.
Niall Canavan has David Collins.
On the pitch when you're managing, but the players left everything out there. They worked so hard. All we planned all year in terms of our possessions and our work rate. So I'm delighted for them. They're a fucking super bunch of lads. Excuse my French, but it was exceptional from them today. Absolutely exceptional.
The 2 goals, crucial scores in the game.
Fantastic. Cav, you always know he's going to get something, and I think it changed the momentum, swung in our favour. And look, when I look back on it, I suppose we made a few mistakes in the first half, and then when you look at Cahill and you're trying to nullify him, you're trying to nullify Park, they have massive talent there. But look, they were the team to beat. We came in as underdogs and we knew it, and it suited us, so
And you brought serious physicality to the game. You fought for absolutely everything out there.
Absolutely everything. That's what I asked the boys to do all year long, was just absolutely die. And they did, and you could see it. Like, we had to make 4 substitutions there, and they were just phenomenal, to all the players that came on, just a team effort, and I'm delighted. And I'm only a facilitator.
I know. For Mellows, I know you've been saying it all year that Mellows are a senior club. Well, you're a senior club definitely next year.
Yeah, that's it. Like, look, there was a serious carrot and stick there in terms of heading for intermediate. I don't think the players deserve to be down there, but they were playing as a senior B team at the time, and they were playing that level. So now we have to get them up. And I was just saying to the lads, and I suppose, can I retire now? Can I, or do we have to stay going?
You'll have to stay going. The performance for you should go. Ty Karen gave an unbelievable performance out there. A brilliant leader, a brilliant captain.
A brilliant leader. Look, he's a fantastic athlete. He's a fantastic person off the field. And I always say one thing: if they're happy off the pitch, they'll be happy on the pitch, and they'll work for you and they'll work with each other. And it was just super to see that team effort in that group. I'm just delighted for the boys. Absolutely thrilled for the boys. But look, my objective is to get back senior. My objective now is to go on and win it. That's the big one.
And you've won it before, obviously, 2017, and I suppose the experience of those players shone through as well, didn't it?
It did, and the character there, and it's kind of like you want to. It's very hard to remember that when you're managing, and those players remember the hate, the hurt, and the Thomas has beat us twice in 18-19. I think we carried that today, but I can't thank the players enough for all they did all year long, all the supporters, even from people that fed us after training. It's just a team effort, and Mellows is a great club for that, so I'm delighted to be on the winning team today.
Well done, David. Enjoy the celebrations. I know the rain is coming down, but you won't mind that.
I won't mind that. I'll welcome that. Listen, thank you very much.
Well done, David. Cheers. Good man. Thank you. Well done. Stephen Barrett, a fantastic victory.
Yeah, it's a brilliant day for the club. If you told me after the first day of championship that we'd be here, going back to senior A next year, I would have bit your hand off. But it's a testament to the team, a testament to everybody on the panel, backroom team, everybody there involved, that when it gets hard, when Mellows are pushed to the wheel, we answer. So it was a really good performance today, and I think we showed that in buckets and spades.
You struggled obviously in the group stages, got through the group stages, but from then on you looked a completely transformed team.
Yeah, from our own point of view, we were working our style of play, we were doing what we wanted to do, we just probably weren't executing as best as we could, and from that point of things we knew we were going in the right direction. And even from the Pierce's game in here about a month ago, that was really a turning point for us, letting everybody know where we stand and where we're performing as a club. So
your work rate today was phenomenal as well.
Yeah, well, when you have Pádraig and Cathal Mannion there, it's you can't give them space, you can't give them time. They're top quality hurlers, and they have support cast around them, Sean Bleheen and the likes, but you have to make it hard for them. That's what these days are about, and we've been here before. We knew what we had to do, and thank God we did it.
And this year's championship, obviously Senior B, very special to win every year, but this year is a bit different in the sense that with the new structures coming in place, to be a senior club again next year was important.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my first game playing was back in 2015, was on this pitch. It was a relegation match against Kinvara, and I didn't want to go down, nor did anybody else. When you have lads like Collins there and Gussie telling you how hard it was when they were growing up and whatnot, you don't want to be going down. But yeah, it was a weird kind of feeling today. Win and get promoted, lose and get relegated, and that's as simple as it was. So hard luck to Porrick Pierces, but I'm just glad that our lads pulled it out of the bag.
Well done today, Stephen. Enjoy the celebrations. I know you celebrated in 2017, no doubt you'll celebrate this one as well.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for your time.
Well done, Stephen. Thank you. Before the presentation takes place, Mark, great win, you must be delighted.
Yeah, relief more so than anything else really. Now it's we're a couple of years there kind of falling at the second last hurdle, and it just builds and builds and builds, and I suppose the importance of what was on show today for senior status, it's very, very important.
Tough battle.
Yeah, but look, you're going to get nothing soft against Ahascragh. Like they've been shooting the lights out all year, and we knew if we could kind of curtail the scoreboard a little bit, we'd have a fair chance, you know.
For the Mellows club, this is a huge victory. I know maybe at underage level you might be playing down the grades, but to be winning at this level, it's great for the youngsters coming through.
It is, of course, and you see a lot of them here, like cousins and all that following up. You know, it's so important for them to see us winning on county final day, and hopefully it can inspire them a small little bit to drive on and keep going, because contrary to popular belief, our numbers aren't unbelievable, you know, so we need to keep every young lad and every young girl that we have, we need to keep them all coming, you know.
Tyg is about to get the cup in a couple of minutes. He gave an unbelievable performance.
Outrageous, but like what that man puts through for us year in, year out, day after day, like the treatment he gets is ridiculous, and he keeps showing up, and he'll come up clutch.
And again, you mentioned the importance of this competition this year. It's huge in the context of the restructure of the championship.
Oh, massive, you know, like year in, year out for the last 4 or 5 years that it's been there, and we've been in it every year it's been there, and it's just so important to retain your senior status. Like it's on the dressing room wall at the start of the year, and it's just so important. Like senior is where you want to be playing. Like it's testing yourself against the best, and it's just so important for us, you know.
Well, Tyg is after picking up the man of the match award. He's about to collect the trophy. Right. Go and enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
Well done, Mark. Well done.
I'm going to keep this very sweet. We're all in a rush to get back to Houston. I just want to thank Ahascragh for such a sporting game. We've played you a number of times over the last 4 or 5 years, and there's been nothing but a puck of the ball in every game, and the standard in the club is unreal. Everything about you we admire, and we know you'll be back again next year. To the officials, the referees, the linesmen, thanks for a brilliant game, very sporting, and we appreciate it. The officials in Kenny Park, those that look after the pitches, in great shape. We all love coming back to Kenny Park playing hurling. It's the real home of hurling, despite what the county board might say. So we thank you for that today. To the players, the Lee Mellows players in front of me, what can I say? The team has been through so many knocks in 17, and we kept coming back. They called us slow, they called us old, they said the quality wasn't there anymore, but today the townies are back. To the management team, there's so many there. We appreciate all the endless nights, the hours, the time you've spent between physios, doctors, nutritionists, psychologists. It's been unreal, and we want it for nothing, and we're so grateful and appreciative of it. To our manager, David Collins. David is a club legend for us. We all aspire to be like David when we were younger, and everything we did, or everything he did, was with heart, courage, passion, and that's what we tried to do out there today. And we thank David for everything he's done for the club, and I know he'll be there again with us next year, hopefully. Over the last number of years, the club has lost a few special and important individuals. Two in particular we remember today, Pat Hughes and Mike Hines. Pat gave endless hours to the club as chairman, and I know John and the Hughes family will be very proud today. As will Mike of his two sons. Connor put in an unbelievable performance the last day and got us here to where we are on this special day. And to Rory and Grace and the whole family, I know we'll be very proud of you today. And finally, I want to say a big thanks to the girlfriends, the wives, the families who wash our clothes, make our dinners, are there for us when we have a bad day and we have a good day. And I know you're going to enjoy tonight and tomorrow as much as we will. Thanks to everyone, and see you all in Newses.
Custom sportswear and workwear by Baru Sports in Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
The hand pass back to Cathal Mannion. Dum is one way, goes on to his left hand side. Cathal Mannion standing on the sideline. My God, what a score, what a way to start. Slips inside, two would be tackles. Lovely pass onto the running. That is Jack Hastings, and Jack can hear the breeze coming into our effects mics here. We're on the terrace side. Pass back then to the Luke McPhilbin, who has a great engine on him. Luke McPhilbin striking, and Luke McPhilbin.
Communication as well too.
So then Ty Karen pops it high and outside. That is Conor Hines, the man that finished with 2 goals in the semi-final against Killadine. On the halfway line, It's heading towards the post, but it's gone inside the left hand. Ronan Kelly has a bit of time for the wing forward position. He measures that perfectly. And Luke Kennedy, Luke Kennedy striking out the field. That's a super. Breaks to Ty Carron. Can he get inside 2 men? Ty Carron bearing down a goal, and Ty Carron gets it at the second attempt. He's in oceans of space. He's going to take on the shot. Owen Delaney from out. He did awful well to get away from Luke McPhilbin. He's been the puck out target all year. Luke Kennedy comes in and over this one, taking his time, striking towards the goal, putting it high as he strikes it in towards the Athenry Credit Union scoreboard end, and onto the ball for Ahascragh, striking off the right hand side. What a line ball! Oh, what a strike! What a strike! What a score! If Cathal Mannion got as Ahascragh coming in, midfielder Ronan Kelly to get his second point of the day. Brilliant ball to Conor Hines in the left half forward position, and Hines puts it over the bar. Athenry. Decent crowd for the Senior B Championship final. Ty Carron strikes. Robert Green gets a little bit of space heading towards the gate here in Kenny Park, and into Ty Carron. Ty Carron does well to catch that ball ahead of Conor Kelly, and Ty Carron turns.
Lee Mellows just seems to be that little bit dominant now, Sean, across that half back line. They're turning everything back so far. Early on, there's turnover here now again for Lee Mellows.
Poor clearance by Fintan Glenn, intercept by Aidan Morrissey. Conor Cavanagh's inside, level of points apiece. Conor Kavanagh goes low into the corner of the net, and
off the ball stuff as well. There's lots of action here, Sean.
Cathal Mannion puts the ball over there from the free. A lot of things happening around there. The city of Galway. 10 minutes gone on the clock. Ty Carron strikes. Ty Carron makes sure, and Ty Carron is beginning to write his name on the County Senior Championship B title final. And quickly to Owen Delaney. Owen Delaney from the middle of the field, striking in towards goal, and Owen Delaney flicks the defender, or turns the defender. Fintan Glenn there as well. Conor Kavanagh coming in along the 32-metre line, but good play by Fintan Glenn, who got back to ensure that he wasn't going any further. The pass is misplaced. Ty Carron is in! Goal number 2 for Ty Carron for Lee Mellows. Has the chance to bring it back to a 5-point contest again. Loads of time in the game as Cathal
from Lee Mellows.
And the way you say that, he's hitting a free from inside his own 65-metre line in the second half of the Senior B Championship final. Cathal Mannion striking. Reworked again though by Ahascragh, out to Cathal Mannion. Cathal Mannion from the 65-metre line. Yeah, another big man who was involved with those underage teams with Lee Mellows. Ty Carron. Ahascragh saying that he's taking too long with it, but he can take all. His own 65-metre line, striking it with consummate ease straight over the bar. To the senior ranks, Ty Carron is going to take on the shot from out the country. What a score by Ty Carron! He's patient as Cathal Mannion takes the free, gets it inside the 19 points, 33-47 gone on the clock. Ty Carron bending, striking, lifting. It's going to go wide, but there's the final whistle, and Lee Mellows have won the Senior B Championship, and more importantly, Andy, they're back in senior hurling. It finishes Lee Mellows 2-16, Ahascragh 19 points.